Hey everyone, happy holidays. I am Robin. I am the main dyer behind Pirate Robin, and normally we're in the basement and we're dyeing up something fun and new, but I've been so kind of jealous and loving everyone's WIP Parade videos, kind of end of the year WIP Parade. So I thought that I would do one because I got some really old whips. Yeah, so hopefully your holidays have been awesome, continuing to be awesome. My family celebrates solstice and Christmas, yeah, but it's been really quiet because my son has been over in Africa, over in Zimbabwe. He left before Christmas and he's coming back, he'll be back in another week. So he's over there playing music, learning new songs on the mbira and marimba, and learning dances and singing, and it's just awesome. So he is having so much fun. But anyway, he's over there having all that fun. So it's pretty quiet, which has been good. Yeah, it's good. Kind of refreshing. But anyways, my tree is up. It's a great opportunity to show you the progression of my color work. A couple years ago, I wanted to learn how to do color work knitting, which is like designs. Well, looks like this. See, isn't that so cool? And so you can hold, and so you're working with two colors at the same time, kind of going back and forth. And so one way to do it is to have one color in one hand and the other color in the other hand, which meant that I needed to learn a different style of knitting. So they have these like Christmas ball ornaments. Arna and Carlos, they're the pattern designers, and they're just the cutest. I love them. And they had videos and everything. And so basically you have this pattern of this Christmas ball, and then you can do different, motifs. So I'm pretty sure this is my first one, and it's like pretty good, but you can see some of these are floats peeking through. And so I'm like, okay. And it looks like a ball, kinda, right? So I'm feeling really good about it all. And I'm making another one. I'm picking, like, it has all these designs in this book, and, pick through what do I want to do. And there was one that was a squirrel, and I was like, hilarious. Let's make the squirrel. It's a Christmas squirrel. Yeah, so about that ball shape, didn't quite make it this time, but I hang this on my tree every year to remind me about how I started here, and now, I've done tons of color work, and, it's fun for me. Oh, here, it's like been years and I'm pulling out hair. Okay, so anyway, here we go. So look at this squirrel, and look at all these like floats that poke through. This is what happens when you, there's a term to catch a float. So it's like string is going across on the back side, and you want to catch it every, they say, 3 to 5 stitches, just kind of hook it. And if you hook it in the same spot on this row and then the same spot at the row above it, then it causes, where you caught it, causes it to look like that and poke through. So this is me making a mistake and not paying attention. Oh, I already caught a float here. I can't catch on this stitch. I need to do the one before it or the one after, whatever. It's a hot mess. But this squirrel, man, and I mean, I am squishing it. I am trying everything to make it look like a ball, and no, it just, this one next, which, I mean, this looks cool. Okay, so look at this. So there's a little bit of ladder. You know what? I'm gonna stop, right? I'm gonna stop showing you my errors. We're just gonna appreciate how, right? I learned new things. So yay, we got that one. And then I'm really proud of them and I love them. And it's like every year I make new ones. I didn't actually make any this year, but you know, I launched a website. I had my business kind of take off and I do lots of stuff, but you know, I do want to make some new ones. Okay, so then I did a moose, which I love. Look at this. Look at this guy. It looks really good. And it's in a ball. It's a ball dialed. And then I made this one. It's like a snowflake. I mean, look at that. It's like no floats. Do you see? There's like no red. Skills. And this is the latest one. It was like a bird. We have train. We have cats. Pandemonium. Okay, look at this bird. Isn't this cool? So cool. I really like this. Okay, so I did finish one thing recently. So I know, do you share WIP finish things during WIP parades? Sure. I mean, absolutely. Okay, so where is it? Where does this start? I finished my shawl. This is where it started, had some stripy business, and then it moved into this section that, I mean, looks gorgeous. Hated every moment. I will never do this again, or at least I will never do it until I forget about how I didn't like it, and then I'd probably do it again. Because, I mean, it does look pretty. Like, look at that. And then it switched to these, like, stripes. So, doesn't it look so good? Okay, so this is the top. And then I have all of these ends. You know what? This isn't finished. Look at all. Yeah. So then, see, it goes like this, right? And it's all hip and cool. I'm hip and cool. Look at me. So I'm contemplating, like, what if I just say it's a design element and I just call it a fringe and never tuck in the ends? Just go. That's what we're doing now, right? That's the new thing, right? Oh my God. Okay. So yes, I gotta finish this. Okay, let's continue. Here is, I had started, this is a latch hook that I started. It's this owl. I was just feeling really nostalgic because every time we'd go for like Christmas or the summer, we'd go up to my grandma's in Northern Washington, well, on the peninsula. And we'd get a latch hook and we'd get a bunch of books from the library, and it was great. Every time we'd go up there, it's like you relearned how to knit and crochet. Sometimes there was needlework, you know, it was just all sorts of stuff. You met some, you know, some grandma's friend who knows how to tat. So we did some tatting as kids too, and it was just cool. It was cool. Anyway, I worked this much and then I put it away. Oops. Will I finish it? Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I will. I think this is the equivalent of like kitting up for knitters. As in, I've established what pattern I'm gonna use, and I put it all in a bag so it can't be used for anything else except this pattern. But look at this yarn. Ugh, it just looks, it reminds me of like, I don't know, like jeans, like kind of that relaxed comfort jean feel. I don't know why, but I just love these like kind of variegated. Anyway, that's kitted up. We just don't have that term in knitting, which I mean, we really need to adopt, because I think the concept of like getting your pattern together and getting all your supplies and like prepping it is awesome. We don't see it as a separate like action, and I think it should be. Are you ready? So here's my frog. I'm knitting Frog and Toad from the Frog and Toad or Friends book series for kids. It's an amazing book series. Love it. I believe it's also an early reader. So if your kids are, learning how to read, I think I definitely did both reading to my kids these books, and just is so fun. So Frog, Toad. So this is Frog. Frog's knees are done. His little feeties, like can you even, like, look at, I need to steam it and block it. Oh, look at his hands. Okay, here we go. Look at that. It's so cute. Look at those little hands. Okay, hands are done. Legs are done. Everything. Like, this is the top of his head, right? And so it's a different color because it's a provisional cast on. So it's like, this is throwaway yarn, and you're gonna pick up stitches and like take it out. So it's like a way to kind of seamlessly close the top of his head. And then he also has clothes that goes, one of them has a little like a little jumper, and the other has a little like sweater. So cute. Anyway, we have another train. We love trains. Choo-choo. Everyone, let's sing along to the train. Okay, so I'm knitting this. I'm loving it. I'm like, okay, cool. Starting from the top, go down, go out the legs. Like, I feel really successful. Like, look at this dyed green, beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. And then they tell me to mark out where the eyes should go. Okay, did that. And then they tell me to get my scissors and like pick up stitches and then snip, which in knitting is called steeking. I don't know why. And I'm like, excuse me, what? So I cut his eye open, and then I had to pick up stitches to make eyelids, and then I have this separate eyeball that I have to put in, and so I see, here's one eye, and I made the hole for the other eyeball, and it's kind of rolled up, but this is its eyelid, and it's gonna go around. And I got that far, and then I was like, and I just put him in the basket. I don't know what it was, just cutting into my work that I had just done disturbed me greatly, and I had to let it go. See, I got the big bag. This is my sweater. So confidently, I was looking at the sweater. It looked super cool. Did not realize that we're working from the bottom up. Nope, never again. You know what? Thank you, Sweater Pattern, for helping me establish that I like making my sweaters top down. It's like an oversized sweater, supposed to be like super baggy. I have just split for sleeves. So that is a momentous occasion. I got sleeves, got sleeve hole started on this end. This is my yarn. This is the colorway Frog Boots. And I love it. It is super cool. I'm also doing what's called helical knitting on this guy. And basically I'm working with 2 balls of 2 skeins of yarn at the same time, the same colorway, same dye lot, but I'm using them at the same time, and I'm alternating between one ball, the other ball, every other row, and that kind of spreads out the, you know, the colors, and it kind of helps it not pool. So you get like a blob of color in one spot and a blob of color in another. It just helps smooth things out. Will 2025 be the year that I finish this sweater? I mean, I'm not holding my breath, but I mean, I hope so. Okay, what else? What else do we have? Oh, okay. I have got, I started, what is this? Oh, okay. I started these little stars. It's supposed to be, you can use scrap yarn and stuff to make these little flowers. And then you attach them together and then have a, you know, blanket. So this is crochet. Yeah, this is crochet. And so these are, you know, these are really cool. Also Arna and Carlos pattern. So I've got these floating. Basically their recommendation is you just start, you know, working one every few days, whatever, and once you have enough of them, then you put together a blanket. I sewed, it's a little dusty. This is a mouse. This is a linen doll that I stitched up. I sewed up with a machine, and I must tell you, oh no, wait, this isn't linen. What am I lying? Absolutely lying. This is cotton. This is a cotton muslin. But the inside of the ears is linen that I dyed. Super just cute pink. And unfortunately, we are not finished with the head. We're having a moment. I think all I have to do is just stitch it by hand. She's a little sad looking. Oh, and she also has a little dress that goes, so it's super cute. And I made 2 for my friend, for my friend's kids. Oh, and she needs a face too. But I made it out of linen, and it's a little too fragile. And I don't like to make things that are too fragile for kids. I like kids to be able to, you know, play. Like, I like toys and things to be functional. Let's look at all these squares. I think I have like 40 red ones, 39 white ones, and 98, like 98 of these squares. Do you think any of these 98, do any of these 98 have their ends woven in? No. No, they don't. No, they don't. So I've got, but I mean, it's cute, right? It's a cute granny square. So I've got these guys. I've got white ones. It's the same pattern. I don't have enough squares to finish the whole pattern. And this is years and years and years that these have sat in the box, and they come out and they get looked at every other year. And I talk about, oh, I'll finish them. But I just can't fathom 98 of these squares. 98. Can you 98? So then I was like, oh, okay, what if I like whipped them all together, connected them, and then had like a backing on it? And I mean, could you tell? Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, I just can't. 98. Anyway, so then I have these moments. I'm sad. I'm like, overwhelmed. And then I just put it back in the box. But I really do want to finish it. Maybe 2025 will be the year that I finish it. I can't just look. I mean, look at just look at these. So many. Look how cute they are. So many. Oh, this one is, this is the Halloween sampler. And I do have a floss pack for this, and I love it. This is, I mean, I only just started. I'm still in the corner. I got a little pumpkin. He's like grinning. I love it. Yeah, it's linen and it's a little bit slubby. And so it's a maybe. I maybe shouldn't have used linen. Like I maybe should have just said, you know what, Robin, you're kind of more on the beginner side of things, but I have that how hard could it be face. So I'm like, how hard could it be? Anyway, so it takes a lot of my concentration to work on this one. So yeah, so I can only work at it at home. I can't take it into work. And like, look at all these colors. Don't they look so good? Like, I'm excited. Okay, so that's in the works, is the Yule Goddess. I did make some progress on it. I do not. Okay, look at her. She now, I mean, so I don't know why. I just started in the middle because I really liked her dress. I just thought that looked really cool. And so she has this big sleeve, and then currently I've been joking about how she only has armpit hair, but I now started working up, getting into her head hair. And it's like curly and kind of gray, and it's just super cool. I love this pattern. I love the look of this pattern. But she has a face, so I have to not stitch her face until the end, because then she'll be looking at me while I'm stitching, and I just can't. I can't have that. I can't have that at all. I'm using my, look, I have like little, what do we call these? Floss straps. Floss straps? I'm learning. This was a gift from Laura from Textile Crafts, and because she's awesome and cute and fun. And so I think of her every time I pull out this project and use them, and I feel really cool. And I'm sure you guys are like, oh yeah, but I'm new to this. I'm new to these, and I love them. And I love these colors. Like, look at this. Look, I love these together. Anyway, I'm excited. And lastly is I started a blanket for my daughter. I have always said, oh, kids, let me know what you want me to make. I'll make something for you. And it's been like gloves, hats, whatever. But my son wanted a color work sweater. So I'd finished that a couple years ago, and it's like, what do you want? Asking my daughter, what do you want? She finally says she wants a blanket. So we were kind of working together, picking out some colors, some yarn, and a pattern. And she says that she doesn't like holes in a blanket, which I think she's talking about like crochet, how crochet often has, decorative holes. She doesn't want that. She wants it like a thicker, just kind of continuous pattern. And I was like, oh, okay. And so we found this one, and it was like a gingham style. So it was like color work crochet. And that I was new to color work in crochet land. And it was also can't remember what it's called, but it was like you basically did a single crochet and then a double crochet and a single double down the row. And then when you come back, wherever you had a double crochet in the row before, you put a single on top of it, and where you had a single, then you had a double. And so it just really packed in the stitches, made it really dense. And I started hating it, hated it. And then I started hating the yarn. Like, it just felt awful in my fingers. And so she would periodically ask, you know, because she's kind of excited to get this project, you know, this blanket. And she, oh, how's it going? And you know, she'd ask every time. I'm like, well, it's so, I just don't want to work on it. And I don't know, it's hard for me to get it together to want to work on it. And I was like, ugh, the yarn, ugh, the stitches. And what I didn't realize is every time I talked about this beautiful, wonderful blanket gift, it was negative. And so finally, and I mean, this is going on for a while, right? And so finally she's like, you gotta stop saying that. That's the only thing that I think of when I see that blanket. And I was like, what? Oh no, I mean, it'll be beautiful. And she's like, you know, the only time we talk about it is I'm talking about it in a negative sense. She's all excited about this new blanket and this thing that, you know, her mother made, and it's supposed to be full of love, but she's going to remember all the times that I complained about it and hated it. And I was like, oh, yep. So I took that project and I just let it go. I donated the yarn. I just cut it off, composted it. I just, nope. Because it was, I ruined it. I basically ruined this project for my kid. And I was like, no. So I was looking for other patterns that I could do, and kind of similar colors, and in yarn that I knew I would love to work with, basically my own. So I dyed up some yarn. I dyed up a bunch of yarn. I had a couple different colorways, kind of planned out, and I was looking for patterns. Oh, what can I do? And then I found this pattern that I kind of just had held on to for a while. And it's by, it's a free pattern online by Pearl Soho. And it's basically all about steeking. So you make this, so you knit this blanket, and it's stripes. So every other row is striped, and you knit it in the round. So you're just like knitting, which makes it really, you know, goes pretty fast. And it's just mindless. You can do it anywhere. Knit all the way. So you got this big tube, and then at the end, there's a way to construct it to kind of set it up. And then you cut down the middle, and then it like flattens out. So basically it's this long round tube. And so this is half of the blanket, and then you'll cut it. So there's a section that you do, and you put 2 purl stitches. And so then I'm gonna cut down in the middle, you know, between these kind of ridges. And it's the same color kind of greens that she wants. Can you see this? So this is the colorway Wild Forest. And so it goes, you know, it's kind of variegated with these lighter greens down to this lichen, and it's just really, you know, it's wild foresty vibes. And I'm doing a row of Wild Forest and then a row of white. This is undyed, but what's really fun about this white yarn is from sheep, from US raised sheep, and it was milled in the US. So this yarn never left the States, which I know for some of you are in other countries, and you know, I love that. But a lot of times our yarn comes from Peru or comes from the UK. There's a bunch of mills over there. And it's really exciting to have little, you know, you just imagine little sheep, and it's just fun. So, okay, so it started with this kind of negative project, you know, this negative blanket that I was making for my kid. And now I can turn it into this fun yarn that I get to work with. I get to think about, you know, Central Oregon. I get to think about Shaniko. I get to think about US, you know, this more sustainable yarn. I get to think about these fun colorways. I get to try a new skill, steeking, that I'm nervous about, but I think it'll be really great. And oh, and I'm doing helical knitting. So basically it's a way to have a jogless stripe. So there's no like place, like, so every other row I'm switching colors, but there's a way to do it that it constantly shifts. So it's like a spiral, and then you have the other one spiraling kind of at the same row, or the other row. I know I'm describing it terribly, but so now I get to look at it and I get to be really excited to make it. I want to pick it up, and now I get to tell her all these things when I tell her how it's going, or she doesn't even know that I've started the new one. And do my children watch my videos? No. No, they don't love their poor mother. Just kidding. Just kidding. So she probably won't see this, but yeah, but so now I can say I loved making it. I got to try all these new things. It was super awesome. And then I get to give a gift that has a lot of love and joy and, you know, happiness attached to it. Not to say that there isn't a bit of hate and rage in every project. I think there probably should be. I don't know. Sometimes I just get real salty about my work, and I'm like, that's shawl. I'm looking at you, shawl. Let's knit 3 together and make 3 at this. I mean, I was grumpy, but it looks so beautiful. Okay. So happy New Year. Have fun, guys. I have stopped making New Year's resolutions several years ago, because to me it just has a lot of it ends up having a lot of negative connotations, and I see it as that I'm not good enough, and that these resolutions are things that I need to do to improve myself or be better. Like, I'm not good now, but I could be good. And those are the resolutions. And I get it. That's not the purpose of a New Year's resolution, but it ended up being that way for me. And so I stopped doing that. And so now we have like, now I'm like, oh, what are the fun things that I'm going to try in the next year? Am I going to learn a new technique? Am I going to try new things? Like, what am I going to do? And so, I mean, I do have some cross stitch patterns that I want to start this year that I'm kind of excited about. And, I have some baby blankets that I need to make. But that's fun too. I love that, and I'm excited to make those baby blankets. I have some, I'm releasing some colors, some new colors soon. I want to kind of expand the website. I want to do like a advent calendar for next year for December. So I'm thinking like, what will that look like? Like, how can I incorporate, pattern designers with the floss? Like, how will it all come together? So I'm thinking about that now. And and the other cool thing that I want to do is I have stickers that I put in my packages when I mail them, and I also started putting stickers inside too, and it's my logo. It's a little bird with the eye patch. And so I started making stickers for each of the month, so there's a sticker for January, and I'm gonna start, it actually should come in the mail tomorrow. I mean, please come tomorrow. And it's this cute, so it has skis and a little knit hat and a little scarf. It's really cute. And then I've designed January, February, March. And so it's like February is really cute. March is like kind of a St. Patrick's Day kind of green thing. It just, I don't know. I think that'll be really fun to keep doing that. Keep every month have new like fun stickers. So yeah, what else? I want to try to do more like color packs, do some new colorways. I don't know. So it's like, instead of resolutions, it's like, what fun new things? We're having cat issues. What is happening, kids? Okay. Yeah. She's weird. She's a weird cat. Yeah, so it's like all the fun things to try. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I have one more WIP. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I dyed some linen fabric, and that was in a previous video. So I'm just gonna show the back. So it had, looked like this. So I cut up a piece, and then I used a stamp, and I stamped onto the fabric, and then I'm gonna cut it up and I'm gonna make stuff out of it, and I don't know what, but I think like maybe like a little zippered pouch or something. But yes, so this is actually a block print? Yeah, block print that my mother carved years ago. And I just think it looks so cool. It's this Viking ship. Isn't that cool? This, and it kind of came out super light, and that's okay, but it's actually a cabbage. It's a cabbage print, and I carved it years ago. And so I did this, kind of just looks like a ball. I don't know. I think it looks cool. So same deal here. I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to use it. Apples, which I don't know. I think it'll turn out good. Sheep. Does that look cute? Look at that guy. It's so good. So I carved all of these blocks, and this last one, I don't know. I'm just accepting it. It looks weird. It looks weird. It's a carrot, but the print, I think the ink is bad, and I just used what I had, which is fine, and we should always celebrate using what you have. but it just came out just chunky and clumpy. And then I just was like, you know, F it. And I just looked everywhere. But I think it actually is still gonna look fine, you know, when it's like cut up. And it kind of gives camo vibes, carrot camo. Like, no, you, unless somebody said something, I don't think you would know that it was a carrot, you know? I mean, would you? No, I don't think so. It looks like a weird ghost thing with a head and the like tentacles. Look at that. Anyway, that's it. I just really can't express how crazy my house is, because I have like portions of my house that have yarn that I've purchased, or like projects that are in the works, or I have fabric, I have like all sorts of notions, I have, you know, a bunch of cross stitch, and then I have all the things that like I've dyed up. I've got a whole room for that, and I have room for other things, and it's like I got art exploding everywhere, out of everything, out of every room. Almost every room. I do have some art-free areas. Yeah, okay. We're done. Next week, I think next week I'm gonna dye some more cotton yarn, and then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna start listing it on the website. So that'll be new and fun. I made this like crochet bag, like a market bag. Oh, it is so gorgeous. Did I take enough notes to recreate those colors? No. Am I sorry about that? Yes, I am so sorry. I think I have like one skein left of it. It's like cotton fingering weight. It's this gorgeous purpley blue. I'll show you next time. It is so cute. I think that's what I want to do next week. Anyway, have a lovely new year. I hope that you also have some really fun goals and new things that you want to try. And definitely, you know, tag me on Instagram, like send me your stuff. I always, always, always want to see what you're working on. I want to celebrate you because it's fun, because it's just delightful. Art is delightful and should be celebrated. Okay,